Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Divine Journey. So, since last episode, I have done a lot of automation. You'll notice here there's a 16K crafting storage and another crafting co-processing. I just added that on in case we have some larger orders. If we look in our interface terminal, I have filled out the alloy smelters. I have added furnaces, which we'll go over there and take a look at that. So we're making rock wool, thickened glass, bricks, and conduit binder. Those were the four major things that I ran into that I was like, okay, I need to get those automated. Also, Tesseracts are fully automated now. Resonant flux ducts are fully automated just because it would make our jetpack a lot faster. Induction Smelter, we have all these recipes here. I have 2 Induction Smelters set up at the moment. This one is fully upgraded, this top one, because it was making all those alloys. This one I haven't upgrade yet. That's really the only machine that I've upgraded as of yet, but I'm in a position where I'm about to go through and just upgrade all of those and add the augments. And molecular assemblers. We now have 16 interfaces. And you can see that, I mean, I've almost filled out all of these. We have everything from vibrant capacitor banks, automated, tesseracts, all the augments for speed and secondaries. Even machine frames from RF Tools, we haven't used them yet, but I went ahead and automated those. Those are fully automated. The only thing that we would have to get right now is the blood magic stuff. I went ahead and automated all the AE2 cards, automated ME terminals, crafting terminals, all the conduits that we use, molecular assemblers, ME controllers, there's the machinist workbench, iron casings. I mean, there's just tons of different stuff automated. But you'll notice that the interfaces are gone from here. They're actually connected into this channel right here. This is a dense line. Also, dense cable is automated as well. Dense cable comes out, goes down under the ground, and eventually we're probably going to change that to P2P a little bit later on. We just don't have to just yet. And then out here is where our... Okay, out here is where our controllers are. So you'll notice I went with my standard setup where we have 4 molecular assemblers dedicated to each interface. I haven't added any acceleration cards to this yet, but I did go ahead and move this out. These molecular assemblers, they take a little bit to craft. So they're a little bit expensive, but that's why I went ahead and automated those so that it can burn through those pretty quickly now without too much issue. So this is kind of the design I'm going with, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have these out here almost like coils out here across from that that building. And I also added the top floor of that building. I don't have anything up there yet, but I did add that 5th floor up there, and I believe that's going to be the top floor. Alright, so let's pop over to this building really quick, and I'll show you what we've got in here. You'll notice this building's been expanded out a bit. This is all just pretty much the same way we've automated stuff during our automation process. So last episode we did the jellied cryotheum automation. Now we also have resonant ender, energized glowstone, which we're not using for anything just yet, and then we have destabilized redstone. Now these machines haven't been upgraded. I am going to upgrade those a little bit later on, probably between this episode and next, because I've got everything automated to where I can upgrade these pretty easily. I just haven't done it yet. And then we have induction smelters. These are just as simple as interface into the induction smelter. Inputting from the back, outputting from the left. Items come out and go into the interface. This one here is the one that's fully automated. So secondary reception coil, overclocked modular gearbox, and space-time flux unifier. And there's not really anything that we're running through here right now that gives secondary, so I haven't bothered with secondary on those. And then over here, this is our redstone furnace setup. It's just an interface right here. Goes into a chest, and then from there, well, it's actually kind of hard to get back there, but the items get pumped out. And one thing I forgot to do, round robin, enable round robin on that. But anyways, then the items get pumped out and pumped back into the interface. And then if we want to add more recipes, I can just stick another interface on the diamond chest, and there we go. And then down here, I believe, let's see, that's 8 channels. That's only 4, but that's just the alloy smelters. And then this one right now is 7 channels. So I'm leaving that last channel because I know I'm going to want at least another interface for the furnaces. So probably more than one, but We'll see. We shall see. I might do another furnace array, honestly, once that time comes. Okay, but anyways, today what we're going to be doing is, I believe, working on the library a bit. I was debating between doing some loose end cleanup or the library, and I believe we're going to work on the library. However, the first thing that I want to do is I want to get our new jetpack. Okay, I want a better jetpack. And by the way, I went through a ton of patterns, like over a stack of patterns since last episode, doing all of that. It's been crazy. But everything's automated, so it's not terribly hard to do. So the Resonant Jetpack, the Tier 4. The thrusters, we are going to need redstone alloy blocks, resonant flux ducts, magmatic dynamos, Enderium gears, redstone reception coils. Okay, so flux ducts. I have... These are the empty ones. Okay, so we're going to need at least 4 resonant flux ducts. So I'm going to go ahead and just order those. And then let me order some redstone... Oops. There we go. Redstone alloy. Give me 40 of that. And then magmatic dynamos. I'm going to need 2 of these. And I went ahead and just automated these because it's a lot of parts, but it's not really expensive. It's just a bunch of materials. So we'll go ahead and order those. And you could say there's 1, there's 2. That easy. Alright, so our jetpack, thrusters. We also need redstone reception coils and then some Enderium. So 2 redstone reception coils, and then I'm just going to order 100 Enderium. And get that running. And what it's going to do, it's going to craft the base, and then it's going to craft the Enderium ingots. And you can see it's actually kicking through the Enderium base pretty quickly. That stuff cooks fairly fast. By the way, did I put... I can't remember if I did full octatics in this. Let me go check. I think that I did. Okay, yeah, this is all full octatics. And I can't remember what all is the quest, but we do have some quests to turn in. 3 of them. We'll get to that in just a second. Okay, we need to do the resonant flux capacitor, the thruster. I have a capacitor up here. It's the last one. Yeah, the redstone flux capacitor. So to upgrade this is really cheap. There we go. That part's done. And then for the thrusters, this, I believe we should have everything that we need for that. So there's 2 of those. So easy. So easy once you get everything automated. And those quests did update. And then we just need the jetpack itself. And resonant jetpack. Oops. Okay. And then to make it armored, what do we need? Enderium armor plating. So 10 pieces of Enderium. I don't know how, I can't fly right now. There we go. Oh man, that ascent is so good. So good. Oh man. I love it. Oh wait, wrong spot. Invar armor plating. There we go. It should be in the system. And we're going to take a look at the Tier 5. We might be ready for the Tier 5, which Tier 5 jetpack is going to be good. It's going to be so good. And then that just goes, yeah, on the top. Oh, that looks spiffy. That looks very, very spiffy. Okay, so the next thing, let's take a look at that next jetpack. Or let's turn in quests first, because we have a bunch. We have 6 to turn in. So resonant flux capacitor, they're going to give us 6 energetic alloy. Resonant thruster, we get a golden lasso. It's actually kind of nice. And then for the resonant jetpack, we get a counter. Okay, so flux. And then for automation, almost forgot about this. Import bus, I did make one of those. We get a spyglass. Advanced card, we get 4 dense Flux cable. And then we get 6 dense Flux cable for the acceleration card. I'm not actually using the acceleration card in anything just yet. I just made it so I could get that extra Flux cable. Okay, emptied out my inventory. Let's take a look at the Flux Infused jet plate now. They're going to give us 2 diamond spikes for making this. Let's see. Well, we've got that part. We'd also need a resonant flux pack armored. Which really, I don't think it's terribly expensive. Cryothium coolant unit. That takes illuminator frame. That's not bad. And then we would need flux thrusters, glowstone elevation units, like that. Resonant thrusters. Well, we've already got one of those. Electrum block, redstone alloy block, fluxed armor plating, That's just diamonds ran through the fluid transposer. That's Flux Electrum Blend, Pyrotheum, and that. That's actually not that bad. What I'm probably going to do is wait till next episode, though, and I'll do a little bit of automation for some of that stuff, because, like, the Flux stuff, it's not hard to do. It's just kind of time-consuming, putting in all those recipes, like, because that's a fair chunk of recipes that we're going to have to put in. So I'll do kind of the same thing that I do with this jetpack. Go ahead and put in those recipes. Oh yeah, I want to do one thing real quick. Oh gosh, I love this. I love this flight. One thing that I want to do is I want to order a vibrant capacitor bank. And I've noticed, like, I can't click it. Even though we have everything for it, but it doesn't want to order it. So let me order just one more of these capacitor banks real quick. There we go. And then the vibrant capacitor bank. Yeah, I still can't click it. It's so crazy. Alright then. Well, we'll just do that. Okay, there's our vibrant capacitor bank. And now that I think about it, I should have just pulled the one from down there. Why is it doing this all of a sudden? Like, it's so random. It just does it whenever it feels like doing it. I don't know. Alright, I'm just going to grab that. We'll replace it with the vibrant capacitor bank. And let that fill up. And then I can throw our... Well, actually, you know what? Instead of having this down here, I'm going to leave that one down here. And I'm going to put this gosh, this jetpack is so good. I'm going to put it right here. Okay, I'm just going to put it down here. Because up there, it doesn't want to do power. It doesn't want to get power, so. I am going to revamp the power system fairly soon. I will say that, because, I mean, right now, we've got everything plugged up with the enhanced energy conduits. I'm going to leave some of it plugged up with that, I think, but for the most part, we're going to start changing over to a little bit better conduits and doing more with Tesseracts. Now that we have access to lots and lots of Tesseracts at the click of a button, I am going to do a bit with those. Okay, jetpack is fully charged now, 100%. Alright, so now, the next thing that I want to do, there's one other thing I want to do before we get started in the library. And that is, I want to make ender chests. Ender chests, ender pouches, all that good stuff. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to automate it. So yeah, I got 54 blank patterns in here. Like, I was just ordering stacks. Whenever I needed them, or whenever I was getting close to needing them, I just ordered a stack. I was like, give me that. Okay, first up, blaze lamps. I don't have blaze rods in a compacting drawer, so I'm just going to go ahead and automate that. And then ender chest, go ahead and automate that. And then the ender pouch. I don't really need to automate this, but I do need to craft this. Okay, I'm going to have to get treated leather, which really, it's not bad. I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to make a recipe for the cactus greens. Not necessarily the lime dye. I meant to do that because I had to make some lime dye since last episode, but it slipped my mind when I actually set these redstone furnaces up. Okay, so there's a couple pieces of lime dye. And there's our 3 treated leather. And I'm going to need just a few more blaze lamps. There we go. And then our ender pouch. Okay, ender pouch. And then I just need, let me pull this out. Switch this around. Then I just need an ender chest. Oh, we're out of blaze rods. Okay, that's easy to fix because I do have a spawner. So let me pop over here and I'm going to get that spawner running real quick. Okay, now we've got everything we need to order our ender chest. And it's just filling up a Tesseract for us at the moment. I do need to speed up those because it does take a little while, especially with the Tesseracts. It takes a little while for them to get filled up, but there we go, and that's done. And we'll take our ender chest. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and order like 2 more Tesseracts because I'm going to want those in a minute. And then let me get a conduit. And then let me get a transfer node, some transfer pipes. And then I'm going to want a filter. One of these advanced item filters. And I will say that this is going to be somewhat messy right now. Because I have to put the drawers in this floor. So I can put the controller slave up there. And then connect everything. Because this floor is going to be handling where the items go and stuff. But I want the controller slave for the main drawer network right there before I mess with that. So what we're going to do is, first up, let's set up our ender chest. And actually, this is going to be downstairs. And this is going to be our personal use ender chest. So let's get ourselves an import bus. And I'm going to go ahead and dye this. I'm going to grab just Lapis. And we're going to do like blue, blue, blue. I'm going to put the ender chest like right here. And we're going to put the import bus. Oh wait, let me dye it real quick. I can't get under there. We'll set that right there, and then we're going to put the import bus on the side of this. And there we go. So that's done. And then I'm going to want acceleration cards. Let me go ahead and just order like 3 more of these. Because I'm going to want this pulling stuff from this ender chest as quick as we can. So we'll just put that there. So anything that comes in the ender chest will then get imported into the ME network. And then we'll just shift right click the ender chest, and there we go. So now this is connected to that ender chest, and we can dump ores and stuff like that whenever we're out mining. Or if our inventory starts filling up, we can dump it into there and it gets pulled into the network. And is there a quest by chance for... I don't see one for ender chests or ender pouches. Okay. By the way, in here, set up ME auto processing with ME interfaces and other machines like Redstone Furnace and so on. I feel like we've accomplished that. Also, make an ender chest and link an ender pouch to it. Connect your ender chest to your ME system through an import bus so you can dump items in your storage cells from anywhere. We've done that as well. I haven't done deep storage yet. And at the moment, I don't have a whole lot of need for deep storage. We have done more drives, but deep storage units, honestly, drawers at the moment. I use deep storage a lot in Ozone, but Ozone had the just ridiculously high item costs. And deep storage is something I tend to go towards later on. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and mark that off, the more drives and stuff like that, because I'll do deep storage whenever we need it for our stuff. And then craft more ME storage cells and automatically import items from your quarry into your ME system. We're not doing quarries right now, but we are doing the berries and stuff like that. So that, I'm going to go ahead and mark that off as well, because we're not doing the quarry. Okay, so now let's turn our attention towards the library. And the first thing that I want to do is handle the items on this side. And what we're going to be doing is moving those items to disenchant. Okay, and like I said, it's going to be kind of messy right now. That's fine. We will clean it up a little bit later on. So what I want to do is set up a transfer node right there, and then we're going to bring it out. Honestly, I'll probably just have it right here. Oh, yeah, we'll probably put it right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this advanced filter, and we are just going to right-click through it, and I want to get... Let me find it here. Right here, filter program enchanted.exe. And what that does is that's going to filter everything that is enchanted. By the way, this is set up to take snowballs and stone. Because snowballs can come from blizzes, stone can come from geonox. And so I have that being filtered. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put that into this transfer node so that it can only pull out enchanted items. And then what we're going to do is we are going to set up... let me go grab our Tesseract real quick. Both of those are done. Okay. And let me get some conduits as well. So we're going to set up our Tesseract just like right here. And I don't want that to connect. I don't want this to connect. I only want the transfer nodes to connect to it. And can I break off these connections? Of course not. It's going to pump into the floor and it's going to pump into the poop drawer. That's fine. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set this up, and like I said, this is going to get shifted upstairs, probably between episodes. I'll try for that, try to get that done, but we are going to say that this is going to be library input, and we'll say this is frequency 2. So there we go, library input, and we're going to configure this fluids. Actually, we're going to say send fluids. Send items, because I'm going to actually end up moving the XP from this farm to the experience obelisk that's going to be over in the library, because that'll be the hub, and then we'll end up having some XP drained over into stuff for automatic soul binders and stuff like that a little bit later on, not right now, but and then energy mode we'll set to send receive, because I am going to send energy through this. So then what I want to do is I want to plug up just an energy conduit, and I want to say that you are extracting, you are inserting, and I think, let's say this is, yeah, this one's set to send receive, so it should be getting energy from the other Tesseracts on the same frequency, and then it can send that energy then into Tesseract frequency 2. Okay, and then what I want to do, let's see, enchanted items are going that, and then I'll handle the fluids in just a moment, but not yet. Not yet. Okay, so that Tesseract is set up, and so we're ready to set up a Tesseract over there. Now the next thing that I want to do is I want to get something from Applied Energistics that we haven't done yet, and that is I want to get the energy condenser, or matter condenser. Crafting upgrades, electrical steel, Flux blocks. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and automate Flux blocks. It's really the same if you use pure Flux or regular Flux, because it's going to use, if you use pure Flux, it's going to use 8 pure Flux or 4 regular Flux. So, alright, so let's get 2 of those. I'm going to want crafting upgrades. These are right here. This is Lapis, Redstone, upgrade core. And I don't think we'll need to automate this, because this is something we pretty much crafted one time and we're set. Alright, and then matter condenser, the ME drive. It takes the storehouse. ME drive, matter condenser. And, okay, that does not complete a quest. I actually expected it to. Okay, so we got that. And then what I want to do is I want to get a transfer node. And we're just going to set up a really, really quick, rough cobble gen. So, let's get ourselves some world interaction upgrades. And I'm actually going to just go ahead and automate these. And then let's go ahead and order a few of these. Let's say like 32. We'll do a half stack of these. And then let's go ahead and get just a few speed upgrades. It's only going to move 1 block space, so it's not a huge deal. I'm going to go ahead and get like, they're so cheap. I'll just get 40. And I'm going to go ahead and automate these as well, just because we can. Okay, and then let me get my buckets. And we're just going to do a very, very quick setup here. Just so I can go ahead and get this running, because it's going to take a little bit to make one of these. Maybe get it done this episode, we'll see. And then I'm going to get just a little bit of cobble. And where I'm going to put this is going to be temporary for the time being, but it'll be fine. We'll set it just right over here. And we're going to lay it out just like this. And then we'll put our water on one side, our lava go on the other. And then transfer node into matter condenser. And then we'll do world interaction upgrades, and you can see it's starting to grab cobblestone, and then some speed upgrades. And then what I'm going to want to do is let's get ourselves a storage. I'm going to need a couple more 16Ks. And this is going to take a minute to run. I did order one. I meant to order the other 2 before I started the episode and totally forgot about it. It's mainly all the redstone alloy that it has to make. I don't have that set to being auto-crafted, but that's why I went ahead and upgraded that Induction Smelter. It's because the redstone alloy, we use a lot of it whenever we make these, and we're going to be needing a lot of these as we progress. Oh, you know what? I actually need another one of these. I forgot it's 4 in this pack. Okay, so while that's running, we'll give that a minute to run, and I'm going to go ahead and get another 32 world interaction upgrades so we can pull a stack at a time. We'll go ahead and get this thing running fast. And I will expand on this. We're going to be automating cobblestone for compression and stuff very, very soon. And whenever we go to do that, we're going to put that in that cobblestone area and have it producing. So, okay, just finished making that. And then we'll get our 64K ME storage component. Oh, I need energetic alloy. And I just realized in the book, isn't there... I've never manually made a 16K. I automated it and then I just ordered them. There's our 64K, and I'm going to go ahead and order another 16K ME storage component. Oh, wait. Nope. I meant 4K ME storage components. That's what I wanted to order. Okay. And I can manually craft that in just a moment. So anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to put our 64K ME storage component right into here, and we are going to say condense into singularities. Don't want matter balls. Alright, so that's steadily running through that and filling that up. And then what I want to do is, do I want to plug up a chest to this? I guess we might as well. We'll just put a chest down, and we'll attach some item conduits. Extract, always active, insert. There you go. So now, singularities, they're automated. They are going to get moved, but they're automated now. So, that's going to be running. Right now, it's going to take a minute to get that first one. But, once we get that first one, I mean, it's just going to be running and making them passively. So, good stuff. Okay, so now that that's done, now that that's running, it's actually just about to finish up our 4Ks. But anyways, the next thing that I want to turn our attention towards is, let's look at enchanting. And what I'm going to want is the auto disenchanter. This requires experience obelisk, diamond lattice, factory machine block, enchantment table, blocks of plastic. So right now we have that. Let me get just a couple blocks of plastic. Let me get an enchantment table, experience obelisk, experience rod. Okay, I'm going to need vibrant stuff. I'm just going to order like 50 vibrant alloy. Just go ahead and get that running. And we're also going to need a machine chassis. Okay, so much easier to make now than the first time that we made it. Experience rod, experience obelisk. There we go. And then auto disenchanter. Okay, all we're missing is the diamond lattice. I have that stuff automated, but it's just as easy to do that. There we go. Auto disenchanter. And our storage components, those 4Ks, they're done. So let's go ahead and manually craft a 16K. And I am going to need some energetic alloy. Let's get like 20 of that. And it has been spreading the energetic alloy. It's not always spreading it to all 4 of them, but it is spreading them to 2 or 3 at a time. So 16K ME storage components. Okay. So now we can turn this quest in and get 2 redstone transmission coils, and in this quest we get an iron backpack. I'm sure we'll use the iron backpack for something a little bit later on. Okay, so we've got our auto disenchanter, and then what I want is I want to get some quantum stuff from Applied Energistics. So I've got 1 quantum ring in here because I did automate these, and I was automating RF tools machine frames. But we are going to need 8 per quantum ring, so we're going to order 15 more of these. Because we're going to need 1 quantum ring here, and then 1 over at our library. And then we're also going to want quantum link chambers. I'm going to just go ahead and automate these, because there is a couple small steps. First up, Flux pearls. Let me order a little bit of Flux dust. And before long, we're going to set this up so that all this stuff, like Flux dust, Flux pearls, all that stuff, it's just kept automated. So, just a heads up. I'm not going to have to order this stuff much longer, this basic stuff, but quantum link chamber, and then quartz glass, and quantum link chamber. Okay, so that is automated. We'll go ahead and throw that into here, and we'll go ahead and order 2 of these. And then we're also going to have to wait for the singularity before we can set up the actual quantum stuff. I just wanted to go ahead and get that stuff ordered. So a little bit later in the episode, we'll set that stuff up. Okay, so we've got our Tesseract. We've got our auto disenchanter. And then let me get some more conduit. And, oh yeah, I didn't automate. I didn't bother automating in the enhanced energy conduit. So I guess in our library, I'm going to go ahead and use Ender energy. Might as well. Item conduits. Let me order like 300. Oh, we're out of clay. Only missing 4 for 300 though. Okay, let me just order like 200 item conduits. That's fine. Because we are in fact going to need a bunch of these. for this setup. Okay, and then the next thing that I want to do is I want to automate basic filters. We've already automated the advanced, I want to automate basic filters. And I also want to go ahead and automate paper, because paper is something, I don't know, I've still got a little bit of sugarcane left, but I want to get paper automated through the use of sawdust. Okay, and to do that, all it requires is water and sawdust. And we're going to need a lot of paper moving forward to make all the books that we're going to need. So I want to go ahead and get that automated. So what we're going to need is we are going to make ourselves a liquid crafter from Mine Factory Reloaded. Well, you know what? We could... Let me see. What does it take to make the liquid crafter? Okay, never mind. Not the liquid crafter. We are going to go with the Cyclic Assembler. So just one of these. It's 10 gears, copper gears, reception coil. And I'm going to go ahead and automate this just because we'll probably end up needing it a little bit later on. And then I'm going to want blueprints. No, it's not blueprints. It's schematics. Yeah. Right here. Thermal expansion schematic. We'll go ahead and encode that. Let me grab one of these. And I forgot to grab a cyclic assembler. So go ahead and grab that. And then just put these recipes into here. And then let's go ahead and get ourselves just a couple of reservoirs. So I'm going to need casting basins, 2 of these, and we'll get a couple buckets of water. Okay, because I don't think there's any reservoir set up down here, I don't think. Because I think I'm going to go ahead and set it up down here, and we'll just keep it on hand in this little farm, because it kind of makes sense. Alright, so what we're going to do is let's grab ourselves just a little bit of sawdust. And honestly, I'm going to end up voiding something related to wood. Probably something like a carpenter's block or something. Like I don't know, these or something. I don't know. Because I want this running all the time. I want it making sawdust and making leaves and all that stuff like all the time. Maybe. Probably. We'll see. But anyways, let's put the Cyclic Assembler down. We'll do right here. And we are going to configure it like that. And then let me go get a filter, because Cyclic Assembler, one thing that I'm not too crazy about is it doesn't filter itself. You have to specify what can go into it, because otherwise it'll just take everything. And if I was to have it inserting, it would just pull like everything from the tree farm. It doesn't have like a buffer of its own. So we are going to say that the bottom slot, let me go ahead and break off this connection, this connection. We're going to say that you can insert with a filter, and you can only insert sawdust. And then I'll just reattach these. Okay, so that's going to be able to pull in sawdust, and it's going to be on the, what connection is this? The brown, I think? Yeah, brown connection. And let me go ahead and put some sawdust in here. And let's go ahead and lay out our schematic first. So we'll put the schematic right there. We're going to say sawdust. You insert just like that. And then bucket of water right there, and that makes paper. Okay? And we'll go ahead and hit check. And then if I was to put down the reservoir, and I'm just going to have it setting right back here. So just like that, we'll dump our buckets of water in there. There we go. And I don't think it's next to anything. No. Okay. I want to make sure it wasn't next to anything that would mess up. We're going to go ahead and say that you can auto output. We're going to set the insert on the back. So it's pulling water from the back, and you'll notice it doesn't need a bucket. It's going ahead and it's auto crafting paper, because it does handle liquids for crafting purposes. And then what we'll do is, let's just say brown connection. And so that's going to start pulling in sawdust constantly and making paper for us. And then we'll say that you can also output out the right hand side. Extract is always active. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop over here, put paper into this, and there we go. So now paper's automated. It's going to run all the time until that's filled. And assuming that it always has sawdust. So there we go. Easy enough. Alright, so now filters are super easy to make. They're very, very easy. Also advanced filters, these are easy to make as well. Everything's automated. But for this, for our purposes today, I don't need advanced filters. I just need basic filters. And I'm going to go ahead and order like 40 of these. Well, it doesn't have enough paper right now, but I can order 20. That'll be fine to start with. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and just make a few books. There's 33, and there's that. We got 52 books. And it's building back up paper. That's fine. And let me go ahead and automate books as well, just so that it knows how to make these, because that's going to be important a little bit later on. Okay, so now we're ready to go set this up, or start setting this up. So we'll just pop over here to the library real quick. And by the way, the hover mode, once you get up to tier 4 jetpack, it's faster than the hang glider. So that's why I'm using that. So right down here, this is going to be basically where a lot of the magic happens, is back in this area. And I'm going to remove one set of these bookcases on each side, because I actually don't... I put them here, and I don't want them here. Okay, so then what I want to do is I want to set up our Tesseract first. And we're just going to have the Tesseract setting like right here. Okay, and library input, set frequency. We're going to say that you can receive items, receive fluid, and just send receive energy. And then what we'll do is we are going to set our auto disenchanter, and I think I'm going to have these recessed into the wall. So we'll have the auto disenchanter like right... Yeah, I think we'll have it right there. I don't really have any need for the auto enchanter, I don't think. Nothing comes to mind, so I think just the auto disenchanter, at least for right now. And then I may move it over. Let's see. When it comes to enchant, I'm going to double check. I know I'm going to want the enchanter over here. And I'll probably end up setting up... we might do a mana enchanter here, but I don't know. It's something, there's not a whole lot of need for it, I don't think. And it wouldn't be in this little area. It's a larger multi-block thing. Same with the Thaumcraft enchantment. There is the auto enchantment table from Open Blocks, or the auto enchanter from Mind Factory Reloaded. Neither of which I have a lot of need for. Disenchanter from Draconic Evolution. Yeah, it's going to be a while before we can make that. We will probably end up changing to that, but because it's a little bit better than the auto disenchanter. But okay, I'll tell you what, we're going to set the auto disenchanter up. We'll just shift it over and put it right there, in fact. And then we'll have maybe like an auto enchanter, one of those over here, and maybe the Open Blocks auto enchanter there or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but we will put something else over here and whatnot. So. Okay, so that goes there. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to run some energy over to that. And I'm not too concerned about how it looks back here. I wonder why it's not getting... It got a little bit of energy, but it didn't get a whole lot of energy. And then what we're going to do... Oh yeah, I'm going to need a... I'm going to get a buffer chest. So I'll just pop over here and I'm going to get a diamond chest to use as a buffer. Of course, it's going to have... It's also going to have that iron chest as a buffer, but... I'd like to have a chest over there so I can visually see if I pop in there, see what's going on. And we're actually getting fairly close to halfway through our first singularity. Fairly close. Okay, so we're going to set up our buffer chest just right. We'll have it right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to plug up some conduits, say that you can insert and you can extract. So you can see that all the enchanted items are now moving from one Tesseract to the next and coming into our buffer chest. And one thing that I do want to do is I want to go ahead and chunk load. Like, I don't know, it's hard to tell. I think if I chunk loaded this... Oh, we're out of loaded chunks. Okay. Well, I'll have to do that in a little bit then. Which I think the only option that we have for chunk loaders is Mind Factory Reloaded chunk loaders, which take Vibrant Capacitor Banks, Octatics, Gold Gears, Tesseract. Okay. Good. Anyways, that's coming into here, and then what I want to do is just pull the items out. We'll pull them out from the bottom. Extract's always active, and we can pump them into the auto disenchanter. So you can see it's got a bow here, and it's got another bow right here. We're going to set repeat to yes. So it's just going to keep pulling off enchantments until either A, the item breaks, or B, it pulls off all the enchants and it's done with the item. Okay, so then what we're going to do is just put some books into here. And you'll see that it runs through. Why is it not pumping energy over? I do not understand that. I don't know. I was having issues with the energy before, too. I mean, honestly, I think what's happening is I just have too much energy drain right now. The energy's not making it over there. Because I have so much stuff pulling energy that honestly moving 5,000 per tick is just not enough. We have quickly reached the point where that's just not enough energy transfer. So we will be rectifying that very, very soon. But for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a Tesseract. I'm going to set it up down there where the reactor is and just pull in power from there. And we'll just set it down like right here, I think. We're going to say that you connect to mob farm temp, set frequency, and you are going to send receive energy, and we'll go ahead and shut off these other ones. Okay, so the enchanter should be getting energy now. I'm going to try setting this to library input, because that's really the first thing, aside from that capacitor bank from earlier, it's really the first thing that I've had that's not receiving energy properly. Now it's working. So you can see that work is building up on this, and it's going to pull off an enchantment off of this bow. Now, it's not the fastest process. That's why whenever we get a chance, we'll change it over to a different disenchantment block. But for right now, this will work. And there we go. We got an Unbreaking 2 enchanted book. Okay. So then what we're going to do is, let me make one more buffer chest, because I am going to want to buffer for 1 while we're working, and for 2 because it's going to take a little while. I want to see what enchantments we're getting, what to set up, you know, in specific places, stuff like that. Which will make a little bit more sense in just a moment. Okay, so let's set our buffer chest up just right. See, the wall will be right here. So I'm going to have the buffer chest actually just setting right here. Like I said, I'm not too worried about how it looks back here. This is all hidden. You're not going to see it whenever you come in. And we're going to say extract is always active, and it's going to be on the brown channel. It's going to be extraction. And then we're going to say that this can insert on the brown channel. Throw the stuff back into there. So the enchanted books now go into our buffer chest. And you'll notice now it's running through the next enchantment on this bow. And it's going to pull off probably power 2 and then XP boost 1. I think power 2 is probably going to break the bow, though. Because it does do durability damage whenever it pulls off enchants. And this has only 8 durability left. Which is fine. If I lose some enchants, I'm not worried about that. You know, I'm not worried about repairing these things and all that mess. I just want as many enchantments as we can get off of the armor, because I've had this stuff piling up. We need to do something with it. Okay, so we've got a couple enchantment books here on Breaking 2 and XP Boost 1. And then what I want to do is I want to have these sent out. And I believe, yeah, the rest of these bookcases will stay. So I'm going to start on this left side, and then it's going to take a while, but I'll eventually add the right side and then the upper floors as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with Unbreaking 2. And we'll just put this into... Oh, and it's, by the way, that's one thing I have to deal with. It's getting these armor pieces and weapons and stuff. That's easy to fix. We'll fix that in just a moment. So, okay, so what we're going to do, I don't know how much I want to sort this out, or if I even want to stress about sorting it out, because it's not going to matter. Yeah, because then I have to worry about... There's all these like weird enchants in the pack, you know, and I have to worry about which level is which and all that stuff. So I think I'm just going to like semi-sort these, but not worry too much about it, I think is what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think I'm just going to like semi-sort these, because the thing is, you're not going to access these bookcases manually. They're going to be here kind of more for decorative purposes, more than anything, but you're not going to go up and be like, okay, let me find the unbreaking section and go and pick unbreaking off the thing. So I'm just going to kind of semi-sort this. So these 3 bookshelves are going to be unbreaking, because unbreaking goes to level 3. And so what we're going to do is just pop around back here. We're going to put an item conduit on this, say that you can insert, because right now we have unbreaking 2. We're going to put a filter into this, unbreaking, match metadata. We're going to say blue, extract. Okay. Metadata is what... I can never remember which one, metadata and all that. Which one is the one that does enchanted books, but it is metadata. So, Oh wait, I haven't changed that color though. Blue. Okay, it did work. So Unbreaking 2 book came over onto this bookcase. No other book did. And then we've got Protection, Unbreaking. Okay, there's Unbreaking 1. And so then what we'll do is just put another conduit here. And I'm going to break this off. Blue connection, item filter, Unbreaking 1. And then we'll just connect that up. And I don't know, do I want Unbreaking 1 or Unbreaking 3 at the top? Do I want it to go 1, 2, 3? 1, 2, 3? Yeah, I'm going to do 3 at the top, and I actually have a 3 book right here. So we'll put that one there instead. Unbreaking 3. And then on the bottom then, I'm going to put Unbreaking 1. Which I will say it's not going to be too big of an issue, because thing is, some things have like 5 ranks and stuff. So things are going to get kind of out of whack as we go. And that's just how it goes. So, okay, Unbreaking books are automatically being sorted and sent to a bookcase. And Unbreaking 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then next up, I guess we'll go with Power. Power goes up to just 2, doesn't it? I think. Let me check. Okay, no, I don't know what I was thinking. Power goes up to 5. Okay, so we're going to set up some conduits right here. Break this off for a minute, and let's get ourselves a Power 1 book. Oh, we got a Soulbound book. I like that. Yeah, we're going to put Soulbound on this bookshelf as well. So right now I only have Power 1 and Power 2. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set these in. Blue channel. Filter, and we're going to say Power 1 on this one. Then over here, blue channel. Filter, Power 2. And then this will be 3, 4, 5. And then we'll have another channel up here. We'll say blue channel, filter, and we're going to say Soulbound on this one. And then what I can do is I can just connect these in. If they're blue, that means they've already been set up. If they're green, they haven't been set up yet. And then we'll just connect that back up, and there we go. So everything's been sorted now except XP Boost 1, Protection 1, Protection 2. Okay, and I mean, you can see this little bookcase is kind of filling out and stuff. Now this is going to take, I mean, it's going to be running through a lot of the stuff. Man, we're getting another Soulbound enchant. I love it. Okay, it is keeping up with our speed of getting enchanted gear though, because I mean it was backed up and it's already ran through all this stuff. The thing is, before long it's gonna run out of books, so we've got to get our quantum setup connected. That's fine. We'll have that set up in just a moment. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to deal with all this junk gear. Like, this stuff's going to get very annoying very, very quickly. And I have like 3 chests, by the way. Like, I forgot to show you, but I had to set up another diamond chest and just start filling it with enchanted gear. Like, I have so much enchanted gear, it's ridiculous. So by the time it runs through all this, like, our bookcases are going to be crazy. Oops, need to go upstairs one more. So this is the third diamond chest filled with enchanted stuff. This one's not filled out. I thought I'd filled it out. Huh. I want to have this XP Boost 3 book, so I will grab that. Alright, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to make a trash can. And I want to get another one of those advanced item filters. So that. And then the other thing that I'm going to want is going to be a filing cabinet. I looked at these a while back and they're super expensive. But we're at the point now, blocks of electrical steel, that's fine. So let me order. Oh, I have 362 blocks. I forgot I ordered a bunch of those earlier. Because I've been making so many patterns, I was like, whatever, just make. I think I ordered like 800 electrical steel or something crazy like that. Okay, filing cabinet, storehouse, what do I need? Iron casings, quantum discs. I know I'm going to need this. And I am going to automate the item fabricator It's very, very simple as well to automate. The only thing to bear in mind with the item fabricator is it is side specific on extract, so you have to extract from the bottom. Insert from the top, extract from the bottom. I think you can insert on the sides too, but the extraction has to occur from the bottom slot. So just a heads up. I'm just going to plug it into the system. I will try to get that automated between episodes because it's something I would like to have automated. Storehouse, and then we can get our filing cabinet. This thing is so expensive, but it's definitely worth it. And this is going to be for overflow enchantments. Okay, so we're going to have the filing cabinet set up as a lower priority, and then if the enchantment books, if they get filled, then we'll have them get pumped into the filing cabinet. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have the filing cabinet setting like right here. So right there, and then what we'll do is we'll have item conduit right here. Let me break this off for just a moment. We're going to say that you can insert on blue, and your priority is going to be -5. So really, I mean, anything that comes in the overstock is going to get pumped into there. That's fine. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set it so it doesn't get that armor. So I'm going to take like one of these Power 1 books, just put it into there, and there we go. I think that's good. We'll go ahead and just connect that item conduit up. So now any, oh, and I need to plug these in together. So enchantment books, you can see all of these got dumped into there, and it's just left the armor. So I mean, really, instead of building a huge library, you could just put a filing cabinet down and be done with it. But I like, you know, different builds, larger builds, that kind of thing. Okay, and then what we're going to do is let's set up our trash can, and we're going to have this just setting like right here. Let's go ahead and disable that. And we're going to flip through this, and we are going to find the enchantable option. So right there, enchantable.exe. Put that into there, and then we can say you can insert on the blue channel. So all that armor gets pulled out and dumped into the trash can once it's done. Now it will not dump enchanted armor, only enchantable. And of course enchanted armor shouldn't come in here anyway, because the only place that it can insert is into the auto disenchanter. So, and if we were to take, say, a book, say we have 4 protection 2 books, let me grab one of these, throw that into there, it goes back into here. Because this stuff is already enchanted. It's not enchantable. So only that junk armor is going to go in the trash can. And then what I want to do is I want to set this up. We're going to say that you can also extract on blue, always active. And so what's going to happen then is if this has another place to go, like for example if I pulled all these Power 1 books out and I put them into the filing cabinet, they get pulled right back out and put onto this bookcase. And the reason I want that is because if I was to come over here and say, oh, I really want an Unbreaking 2 book, and I pulled this off and I went and did some enchanting, and let's say this bookcase was actually filled, well then if there was another Unbreaking 2 in the filing cabinet, it would pull it off and dump it then into this bookcase. So that way it kind of keeps stuff stocked. Well, look at all the soulbound books. It'll keep things stocked for us, and we don't have to even worry about the items. Like if we pull a book off the shelf, then that's fine. It's going to restock it if it has overstock of that book. Okay, and let's pop over here. I'm going to grab a couple things that we're going to need, and then I'm going to see where we're at on time, because we might... Tell you what, I'm actually going to move our achievement stand. I think that would look good in the library, so let's take that. Okay, I'm going to want the experience obelisk, and let me connect this in. We're going to say that you can insert fluids, and we're going to go ahead and grab the experience obelisk, because that needs to get moved. Also the enchanter, and I'll just leave that anvil here for right now. So that, and then I'm also going to want some fluid conduits, and we'll just go with Ender fluid conduits. And by the way, this is ran through all the backlog, so I'll start sending... I'm probably going to wait to send all that extra enchanted gear until we have books connected into this, but that's fine. So Tesseract's right here. The experience obelisk, I think I'm going to have it setting tell you what, we'll have the experience obelisk sitting right here. Then we'll have the auto disenchanter, the auto enchanter, the experience obelisk, filing cabinet, all that stuff right in here. I think that would be good. So let's go ahead and remove this. We'll put the experience obelisk down right here. I don't need to move that. Whenever I put the wall back here, I'll do a facade here, but we're going to set up ender conduits right here. Bring this over, up. And actually, let me bring it up. Let me bring it over down here. So Tesseract, fluid, you can, extract, always active. And so this should be able to get XP from our farm. It's going to be hard to tell. Okay, it just jumped. So it is getting the XP from the farms. So all of our XP will be handled here. And then from here, what I'll probably end up doing is have it also extract and then feed into soul binders and stuff like that. But that'll be a little bit later on before we have to handle that. Okay, and then our achievement book, let's put this right up here. So anytime we come to like check something off our achievement book, we can run up here to our library and into our little study area. Can I put it? Oh, I can't put it right there. What if I put it, what if I remove that and put the achievement book right there? I think I like that a lot. I think that would be good. Yeah, I like that a lot. So we can come stand on our bare rug and do our achievements. And then our enchanter, let's just put this down right here. So there we go. Enchanter. Okay, so that stuff's all sorted. And then we still have so much to do this. I don't think we're going to get done all of this done this episode because we still have to set up. We're going to have to put in a chunk loader. We're going to have to connect up Ender IO stuff because we're going to use an Ender IO terminal for this. And we're also going to need to do our quantum setup and all that stuff. Let's see, how's this coming along? Oh, it's actually just about done. Aha, okay. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go edit some footage for a minute because I've got quite a bit of footage to edit down. And I'm going to see where we're at on time and see how much we can get done this episode. And then next episode we'll finish it out for sure, but I really don't think we'll have time this episode. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, I was just looking at the time on the video. I was editing down the footage and everything, and it is about wrapping up point for today's episode. So next episode, when we come back, we are going to do a bit with Ender IO and with Ender IO's terminal sorting system and remote awareness upgrades. We're also going to get our tier 5 jetpack, our final level jetpack. So that's going to be exciting. That's going to be very, very exciting. And then, depending on where we're at, after that, we're going to switch gears, and I do want to put in the travel system between districts next episode for sure, and then we'll probably get back into the quest book next episode. Oh, and sludge boiler. I want to do that next episode as well. So start burning off some of that sludge, which will give us clay, it'll give us dirt, all that stuff. So that's the plan for next episode. But I think once this library setup is done, it's going to be great. So the main thing that we have left for the library is mainly just Ender IO related stuff and working with Quantum, which doesn't take very long with AE2. So we'll get that plugged up. And then we have to get it chunk loaded. Right now it's not chunk loaded, and I'm debating how I want to do that because I'm going to look, because you can set the power requirements and stuff for the chunk loader from Mine Factory Reloaded. If the power requirements are really high, that's one thing I don't care for in packs. And I know me and Harakane had a discussion about this not too long ago. One thing I've never been a fan of is expensive chunk loaders or chunk loaders that require a whole bunch of excess stuff running. I mean, pumping in ender pearls like Railcraft's ones, I don't mind that so much. But ones that take massive amounts of power, like the Mine Factory Reloaded ones, those take like 8,000 a tick just to load like 2 chunks or something like that. I do want to get away from the FTB utilities chunk loading because I do not like FTB utilities because of just issues with it. It's just world corruption and all of that. I try to get away from it as quickly as possible. So I'm either, I don't mind this cost. I mean, it's not that expensive for us at the moment. So I'm either going to set the chunk loader power requirements down really, really low, or I'm going to add in chicken chunks. And the reason I don't like chunk loaders being expensive is because I build big. You know, I've already used 50 chunks because my base is so spread out, right? I don't build everything into one chunks and all that. I go for like a larger build. And theoretically, if it was real life, the stuff would be running all the time. So chunk loaders, that's one thing I don't like expensive costs on, just because it doesn't fit with my playstyle at all. And then in addition, it doesn't make sense to me really either. So I'm gonna consider it and see what I want to do with that, and make some adjustments somewhere. I mean, if the Mine Factory Reloaded one, if it's just this cost and a low power cost, I don't mind that. So that's probably what I'll end up doing, is just changing in the configs the power cost, so that it's fairly low. So because by the time the base is done, I mean, we would have, because I want to get rid of all the FTB utility stuff before long and just have chunk loaders from either Mine Factory or chicken chunks. So I know in the past there was issues with chicken chunks. I've never had any personal issues with chicken chunks. I have had issues with FTB utilities. So anyways, with that, I am going to end out the episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, to stay up to date with when new videos come out. Next episode, we should be ending out our automation for a while. Or not for a while. For a little bit, though. And we'll move back into the quest book. And soon, for those of you that have been interested in it, we will be starting the Between Lands very, very soon. Very, very soon. I'm not going to say exactly when, but very, very soon. So anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.